I've had a lot of folks asking me about the ketogenic diet for losing weight. It's definitely a hot topic. So today, I want to tackle 8 of the most common questions I hear. We'll cover: what exactly is the keto diet? Can you actually eat any fruits if you're following it? Isn't that the diet they use to treat seizures in kids? Does it really work for weight loss? And a big one for me, why I generally don't recommend the keto diet for my patients dealing with chronic pain. We'll also talk about whether the keto diet is safe, how long it might be safe to follow if someone chooses to do it, and whether it's an expensive way to eat. So, let's really break down the keto diet today. What is the keto diet? The name keto comes from the term ketones, or ketoacidosis. Now, ketoacidosis is actually a metabolic state that allows your body to survive during periods of starvation or famine. When you don't eat carbohydrates, your body starts breaking down its stored fat to create fuel for your brain and other organs. Instead of producing glucose, which usually comes from carbs, it starts producing ketones. Ketones can be used by our bodies as an alternative energy source. So, the keto diet essentially forces your body into this state by drastically reducing carbohydrate intake, typically to a very low amount, often a maximum of just 50 grams per day. To put that in perspective, that's roughly equivalent to the carbohydrates you'd find in about 5 large strawberries. Normally, when we eat carbohydrates like rice, pasta, bread, fruits, milk, and certain vegetables like potatoes, carrots, beets, and corn, they are broken down by our liver into glucose, which is the body's primary source of energy. Even fiber, which is a type of carbohydrate that our bodies can't fully digest, plays an important role by adding bulk to our stools, aiding in digestion, and helping to prevent constipation. When someone follows a strict keto diet, they have to severely cut back on these carbohydrate-rich foods and instead consume a very high amount of fat and a moderate amount of protein. In fact, on a typical keto diet, around 70 to 75% of all the calories you eat must come from fat. In a standard balanced diet, fat usually makes up about 20 to 30% of total calories. The remaining calories on a keto diet come from protein, with only about 5% coming from those very limited carbohydrates, like those 5 strawberries a day. So, what kind of fats are typically allowed on a keto diet? It includes things like red meat, steaks, ham, sausage, bacon, chicken, and turkey. Fatty fish like salmon, trout, tuna, and mackerel are also included. When it comes to fruits, the selection is extremely limited, mainly to avocado. And for vegetables, it's mostly low-carb options like cucumbers, lettuce, celery, white mushrooms, spinach, broccoli, and bell peppers. People on the keto diet can also eat eggs, butter, cream cheese, nuts, and seeds like almonds, walnuts, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, and chia seeds, and healthy oils like extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil. Can you eat fruits on the keto diet? As you can see from the list, the keto diet is very restrictive when it comes to fruit. Avocados are generally allowed, but even then, in moderation, because they are primarily composed of fats. One medium avocado can contain around 300 calories, 30 grams of fat, 4 grams of protein, and about 17 grams of carbohydrates, although a significant portion of that is fiber, around 14 grams. Other fruits are typically very limited in quantity due to their higher carbohydrate content. This brings us to one of the significant potential problems with the keto diet. Severely limiting fruits can lead to serious vitamin and mineral deficiencies over time. In many parts of the world, fruits are widely available and often inexpensive sources of essential nutrients. Many people even have fruit trees that provide them with a free and readily accessible supply of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Therefore, sticking to a diet that so drastically restricts fruit intake can be impractical and potentially detrimental for a large majority of people, especially those living in rural or lower-income areas. However, It's important to understand that the keto diet is generally not the first-line treatment for seizures today. We now have many excellent and often lower-cost anti-seizure medications that are typically preferred. There are also several challenges and potential problems associated with implementing the keto diet, especially in children. Firstly, it requires very strict nutritional supervision by a specialized dietitian. These children can experience serious health consequences if the diet isn't followed precisely, including slowed growth, high cholesterol levels in their blood, kidney stones, and bone fractures. Secondly, even while adhering to the strict keto diet, children with epilepsy often still need to continue taking their anti-seizure medications. And thirdly, if the child deviates from the diet even for a single meal, the diet may lose its effectiveness in controlling seizures. This dietary restriction can also significantly impact the socialization of these children, potentially limiting their ability to participate in school cafeteria lunches, birthday parties, or even sleepovers at friends' homes because of the strict limitations on what they can and cannot eat. Does the keto diet really help to lose weight? Yes. Many people do notice a significant drop in their weight within the first few weeks of starting a ketogenic diet. There are a few reasons for this initial weight loss. In the first few days, as the body adjusts to the very low carbohydrate intake, it starts to deplete its stores of glycogen, which is stored glucose, and this process is often accompanied by a loss of water weight. Additionally, the high-fat content of the keto diet can be very satiating, leading to a feeling of fullness and potentially reducing overall calorie intake. While the keto diet generally doesn't explicitly limit the number of calories a person can consume per day, which is a key difference between it and many other weight loss diets, it seems that many people naturally end up eating fewer calories because they feel less hungry after consuming a diet very rich in fats and proteins. For people with chronic pain who are also overweight, losing weight can be very important for managing their pain. The keto diet might seem like a quick fix for weight loss, but it's often a short-term solution, and as we'll discuss, it can come with a significant downside, particularly concerning its potential impact on the pain system. Why I don't recommend the keto diet for my patients with chronic pain. This is a crucial question for me as a healthcare professional who works with many individuals experiencing chronic pain. Interestingly, if you want to create an animal model of chronic pain in a laboratory setting, one of the established methods is to feed the animal a high-fat diet. Within a few weeks, these animals often develop chronic pain conditions that closely resemble fibromyalgia, small fiber neuropathy, or even diabetic neuropathy. Scientists have known about this connection between high-fat diets and the development or worsening of pain for many years. This is a fundamental tool used in laboratory studies to investigate pain mechanisms. A high-fat diet appears to promote inflammation and can actually create pain and make existing pain worse. Let's take inflammatory arthritis as an example. We know that a diet rich in essential polyunsaturated fats, specifically omega-6 fatty acids, can aggravate inflammation in conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and ankylosing spondylitis. Now, omega-6 fatty acids are essential fats that our bodies need, and we must obtain them from our diet. They play important roles in various bodily functions. However, the typical Western diet tends to be very high in omega-6 fatty acids and often very low in omega-3 fatty acids. I have another video where I discuss the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids in more detail. But essentially, if you want to promote more inflammation in your body, consuming a diet high in omega-6 is one way to do it. And where are omega-6 fatty acids found? Well, even that seemingly healthy avocado that's allowed on the keto diet has significantly more omega-6 fatty acids than omega-3 fatty acids. In fact, about 13 times more. Another reason why I generally advise people with chronic pain to steer clear of the keto diet is that there's evidence suggesting that consuming a high-fat diet prior to surgery can lead to increased pain after the surgery, and therefore a higher need for strong pain medications like opioids in the post-operative period. This suggests that a high-fat diet can potentially prime the pain system to be more reactive. In my opinion, the keto diet is not a safe dietary approach for prolonged periods, especially for individuals with chronic pain. And here are some other reasons for caution, particularly if you're dealing with chronic pain. Reduced fiber intake. A diet that severely restricts grains, fruits, and many vegetables will inevitably lead to a significant reduction in fiber intake. Fiber is absolutely crucial for maintaining a healthy gut microbiome and regular bowel function. Constipation is a common side effect reported by people on the keto diet. Pro-inflammatory potential. As we discussed with the omega-6 content and the animal studies, the keto diet has the potential to be pro-inflammatory, which is certainly not a good choice for individuals with rheumatoid arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, and other inflammatory arthritis conditions. It's generally much better to adhere to an anti-inflammatory diet, which I also discuss in another video. Cardiovascular risks. Some research suggests that the high fat content of the keto diet, particularly if it includes a lot of saturated fats, may increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases in the long term. However, more long-term studies are needed to fully understand the long-term cardiovascular consequences of this dietary pattern. Sustainability. The keto diet is a very restrictive eating plan, which can make it difficult for many people to sustain in the long run. When people stop the diet, they often regain the weight they lost. Social isolation. The strict dietary restrictions of the keto diet can sometimes lead to increased social isolation, as individuals may avoid visiting friends, family, or going out to parties and restaurants due to the limitations on what they can eat. Contraindications. The keto diet is not considered safe for individuals with certain pre-existing medical conditions, such as diseases of the pancreas, liver, thyroid, and gallbladder. If someone still decides to pursue a ketogenic diet despite these concerns, I would strongly recommend doing so for no longer than 3 to 6 months, and only under the strict supervision of a registered nutritionist or dietitian. This professional can help ensure that you are meeting your basic nutritional needs and can monitor you for any potential adverse effects. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts and opinions about the keto diet? Have you tried it? Did it work for you? And what was your experience? Please share your experiences and insights in the comments section. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post new videos. You can also check out my next video right here. Goodbye for now.